if you read a lot of self-help books, one central theme those self-help books always try to emphasize on is that everything that happens to you is your fault. They does not tell you that it is your fault, but they somehow try to depict it with this word called responsibility, that if something happens to you, it is your responsibility. Now it becomes very important that which book you are reading at what time, because I believe that if you read the correct book at correct time, it can work like a medicine, but if you don't read it at a correct time, it can go against you as well. So I feel that books are like nothing but like medicines, that you can use it at your advantage, but it can go wrong if you read it on the right, if you don't read it on the right time. So suppose you are in you're in a chaos, that your mind is in a chaos, that you are going through a very bad phase of your life and you are blaming yourself each and every day, right? But you are reading a book which is actually telling you that everything that happens to you, it's your responsibility. Maybe you are responsible for them. Now you started blaming yourself more. Hey, what I did wrong? Maybe you found some. Because when you start kind of finding things, when you start finding that, hey, maybe something I did something wrong, you will find something eventually, right? And I'm not saying that these are wrong things that you found. Maybe it was your problem. Maybe it happens because of you. But blaming yourself after reading that book more does not help you, right? So before you start reading books, understand that all the things that the author is saying, they are in a different state. You are in a different state. Now, is that theme bad? If a book is telling you that everything that happens to you, it is your responsibility, is it a bad thing? No. There is this beautiful book called the Ikigai. There is an amazing quote that I would like to say. It's that it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters, right? So what these books are actually trying to tell you, that everything that happens in our life, most of the things which we don't have any control over, but we can obviously control our reaction towards this. And this book called the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People also talk about this thing in a whole chapter, I guess. It says that you need to be proactive instead of reactive, right? So if something happens to you, instead of just giving a reaction, think about how you can actually solve that problem. If you can't really solve that problem, how you can flow with it. That is called the proactive attitude, right? But if you're not reading it at the right time, you can't really get this time to understand that, hey, everything that happens to me is my responsibility. Then you will be blaming yourself. But if you read it on a correct time, this will be your blessing, right? So make sure we are reading a book in a correct time. And if a book is actually not helping you grow, please stop reading that book. So it's not like that every good thing that you are reading needs to be right for you, because every good thing also need a right time to make itself good, right? So in that case, what you can do is that if you read a book and if you feel that, okay, that thing does not resonate with me, write it down and go back to it after a long period of time, maybe a year or maybe 6 months, right? And see how that thing, whether this thing still resonates with you or not. And also reflect on your life, that how it changes throughout, right? So this way you can find very nice nuggets on the book and you can take charge of your life. So that's it for today's podcast. If you like this podcast, don't forget to give 5 stars from wherever you're listening to, and don't forget to subscribe as well. And if you have any query or message, we are ImpleBooks at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So that's it for today. Have a good day.